from the soul with it. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? D'Allen Ricks TV back with another video, and in today's video I'll be discussing a potential 3-team trade between the Los Angeles Lakers, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Toronto Raptors. This article is via Inquisitor, and the headline reads: NBA rumors, Kyle Lowry to the Lakers, Kuzma to the Timberwolves, and suggested 3-way deal involving the Raptors. So this article is via JB Barullo, and he goes on to say that the Toronto Raptors point guard Kyle Lowry is one of the veteran superstars who are expected to change teams in the 2021 offseason. Lowry is set to become an unrestricted free agent this summer. The Raptors may not have ruled out the possibility of re-signing Lowry, but with their plan to rebuild the team, bringing an aging point guard back no longer makes any sense. Instead of staying in Toronto, Lowry is expected to sign with a team that could give him a realistic chance of winning his second NBA championship title in the 2021-22 NBA season. He goes on to say that Kyle Lowry goes to point guard needy contender. He says that one of the ideal landing spots for Kyle Lowry this summer is the Los Angeles Lakers. In the recent article, Dylan Jackson of Fansided Duncan with the Wolves came up with a hypothetical 3-team blockbuster trade idea that would enable Lowry to join forces with LeBron James and Anthony Davis in Los Angeles. In the proposed trade scenario, the Lakers would get Lowry via sign and trade. The Raptors will receive Ricky Rubio, Josh Okogie, Marc Gasol, and a future second-round pick, while the Minnesota Timberwolves would obtain Kyle Kuzma. He says that this deal would boost the Lakers' backcourt. The proposed 3-team trade would make a lot of sense for the Lakers, especially if they decided to let Dennis Schroeder go in the 2021 free agency. Lowry may already be on the downside of his career, but he remains a very reliable contributor on both ends of the floor, aside from providing them with an immediate replacement for Schroeder as their starting point guard. He will also give the Lakers a very reliable third scoring option behind James and Davis, a great rebounder, perimeter defender, and floor spacer. Last season, the 35-year-old floor general averaged 17.2 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, and 7.3 assists and 1 steal, while shooting 43.6% from the field and 39.6% from beyond the arc, per ESPN. So if you guys would like to read the full article, the link is in the description box. For me, I can't understand why the Lakers would even consider doing a sign and trade. To me, it doesn't make any sense when they don't have to give up anything and they could potentially sign Kyle Lowry in free agency. But I think that Kyle Lowry is really a great player. Unfortunately, he just so happens to be 35 years old, which means he's on the tail end of his career. And you could call me crazy, but if I were a GM and I had these 3 players in front of me that I had to choose from to be in contention next season between Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, and Kyle Lowry, I would much rather have Chris Paul over the both of those guys. And the reason why is because Chris Paul, despite the criticism and scrutiny that he's been receiving and people saying that he's choking and he's choked in the finals, and what you can't deny is this man's elite high-level basketball IQ. He's a fierce competitor on both ends of the floor. He's not that tall, but he has a lot of heart. You know, people give him a lot of flack for being dirty, but would you guys really like to hop in this new time machine that I just bought and take a trip back to the bad boy era in the late 80s and the early 90s? I'll wait. I'll wait. But Chris Paul is a great leader. He carried his team to the NBA Finals no matter who was in front of him. You know, he still was able to win. People be like, oh, his path to the finals, it was tainted. Everybody was injured. Everybody was hurt, blah, blah, blah. No excuses. It doesn't matter. He got there. You know, we can nitpick any superstar and say, if this didn't happen, if that didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. I'm not here for the sensitive excuses. There's a reason why Kobe Bryant wanted Chris Paul on his team before the NBA vetoed the trade. But as far as Kyle Lowry, he's a champion, and I commend him for his contribution. But let's not act like Kawhi Leonard wasn't the reason they won the NBA title in the first place in Toronto. Kyle Lowry is a great 3-point shooter, and he's great at scoring the ball. Other than that, I feel like there's really nothing spectacular that he can offer to the Lakers right now, especially at his age. And I don't think that this package really makes sense. You know, why would the Lakers do a sign and trade when they could just wait to see what happens in free agency? You know, the Raptors wouldn't be able to give us equal value in return. You know, I really don't think that Kyle Lowry would be a bad fit. I just think it's bad timing, being as though he's 35 years old. I think that's kind of like contradicting myself because him and Chris Paul is the same age. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.